Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Google Sheets to make some basic charts and graphs using some data, some information. So I'm going to go straight over to New in the Google Drive and create a new Google Sheet. So we're familiar now with Google Sheets that you can use it for calculations, but it's also useful for displaying data visually, either in the form of a graph or in terms of a pie chart or something like that. Now, data visualization can get very complicated, but it can also be extremely simple. So I'm going to demonstrate this with some really simple examples, and actually some examples which might be applicable to real life. So I'm just going to name this spreadsheet basic charts. And one example could be if you wanted to log something like your sleep or your weight or your mood or something like that over time. And I'm going to use the example of logging your sleep. So what we need is to think about the data that we're going to want in our graph. And one of those things is the date, so that's the time, and the other thing is the sleep. And I'm going to do this in hours per night. Okay, so one thing to note is to just check that it's got your Google Sheets configured with the UK configuration instead of the American one. So if you just go up to the top to File, and then look right down to the bottom, you can see Spreadsheet Settings. Now you want to change this bit where it says Locale from United States to United Kingdom, and click Save. So that just means that the dates will be configured in the UK configuration. Okay, so I'm going to start with the date, and I'm going to start putting my dates in. So the 11th, 12th, 13th. Now you could see how this could get a bit tedious if you're wanting to do it for the whole month. So what you can use is this feature, the autofill feature, where if you left click on the top here and drag down, so you're selecting all of the dates, you go down to the corner and then you left click and drag, it will now fill these in for the rest of the dates. So there we go, I've got them now for every day till the end of the month. Okay, now for sleep I'm going to be doing as if every day I log how good my sleep was the night before and how many hours I've got. So I'm going to say that we're starting off that maybe we're not getting such a great sleep, okay, with 3 hours a night, but slowly as the month goes through, it gets a little bit better. Okay, right. Now I can show you how easy it is to make a really simple graph out of these two things. We've got two types of data. We've got the date and we've got the sleep, and we're going to just make a line graph which plots them against each other. And to do that, it's really simple. You just select all of your data, you go up to the top, you click Insert, then you go down midway and you can see it says Chart. And what Google Sheets will do is it will work out what's the best type of chart for this type of information, and then you can tweak it yourself to make it look how you want. So we're going to left click on Chart, and there you go, instantly it's created a graph for us, and that's a fairly good visualization of sleep. It's got the different dates at the bottom. You can see that the sleep is starting off, only a few hours a night, and it's getting better towards the end of the month. I'm not going to spend too long on this because there's lots of things that you can change. I just want to show you that this is customizable. Okay, so what we can do is if you double click on any of these bits, you can change them and format them. So if you double click at the top where it says sleep versus date, I might want to just say, actually, I want to call this sleep graph monthly, okay, something like that. Okay. Again, if you double click on that, you can see on the right hand side you've got this box has come up called Chart Editor, and this gives you the formatting tools that we're used to at the top here, but they're just on the side because they're for the graph. I'll just show you, you can make it bold. You can change the color of it, so let's make it blue. And you can change the font and things like that. Okay. Another customizable thing is the actual line itself. If we double click on that, you can see again this menus come up. We can change the color, so we could change it to maybe this like purple color, and we can make it thicker. So these are just examples of things you can do to make the graph look how you want it to. Okay, I'm going to move now to the next type of chart, another simple chart that you can do, a pie chart. So if I just make a new sheet, plus, if you click on the plus down here, you make a new sheet. I'm going to do another example. So this one could be trying to work out where the time's going in your day and making a pie chart for that. So we could say I've got travel, so travel into work. I've got work itself. I've got lunch. I've got, what else could I add on here? We could put in dinner. We could put TV, and then phone, so time on the phone. Okay, and for this one we've got, so this is the activity, this is the header, activity, and the header for this one will be time spent, okay, in the day. So let's say I've got 1.5 hours of travel, 7.5 hours of work, 1 hour for my lunch, 1 hour for my dinner, 1 hour of TV, and let's say half an hour on the phone. Okay, so again, I'm going to show you how to make this into a pie chart really quickly. I'm going to select the data. So here we've got 2 bits of data. We've got the activity, we've got the time. This isn't going to look good in a line graph, but if we go insert, down to chart, and you can see that it's worked out that the pie chart is the best one for this, and it's made that for us nicely. And actually I quite like the look of this in terms of how it all looks. It's given us the percentages, the time that we're spending on each thing. So you can see most of our time spent on work, quite a lot on lunch and dinner. And it's just visually much nicer than just these numbers on their own. Just to show you again, you can change these parts of the chart by double clicking. So I can change this to time spent during day. I can make it bold up on the side. I can change the color. Let's make it black. Okay, so all the different things you can do. If it comes up with a type of chart that you don't think looks right, what you can do, if you double click on the chart, whatever type it is, and I'll show it on the other one as well, and it comes up on the side with setup and customize. Make sure you're on setup, and then you can change the chart type here to the one that makes sense. Okay, so for instance, this type of chart doesn't make much sense with for activities, but a pie chart, if we go back on change type, we'll go back to pie chart, that actually looks pretty good. Same over here, if I look, if I double click, go to setup, you can see it's selected the line chart, which is the best one. But you know, maybe if it was this type of chart, here we go, it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. So some of this, most of the time the suggestions are pretty good, getting it right, but sometimes you need to tweak it and make sure it's the right one for you. So that's just a demonstration of how you can use Google Sheets to make these 2 basic types of charts, and they're quite nice to add to presentations, either that's on PowerPoint or on Google Slides.